व्रजजानराञ्जना यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद निताई गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सुत श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सुत श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की निताई गौ प्रेमानंदे all glories to somebody devotees all glories to somebody devotees all glories to somebody devotees all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमा देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Reading from Canto 7, Chapter 9, chapter entitled Prahlad pacifies Lord Narsingadev with prayers. Text 39. All of you please repeat after me. नैतन्मनस्तव कथा सुविकुण्ठनाथ सम्प्रीयते दुरितदुष्टमसाधु तीव्रा कामातुरं हर्षशोकभयेषणार्ता तस्मिन् कथं तव गतिं विमृशामि दीनः। नैतन्मनस्तव कथासु विकुण्ठनाथ सम्प्रीयते दुरितदुष्टमसाधु तीव्रा कामातुरं हर्षशोकभयेषणार्ता तस्मिन् कथं तव गतिं विमृशामि दीनः। नैतन्मनस्तव कथासु विकुण्ठनाथ सम्प्रीयते दुरितदुष्टमसाधु तीव्रा कामातुरं हर्षशोकभयेषणार्ता तस्मिन् कथं तव गतिं विमृशामि दीनः। Please repeat. Vaishnavis, Word translation, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Na, certainly not. Etat, this. Manaha, mind. Tava, your. Kathasu, in transcendental topics. Bikunthanatha, O Lord of Vaikuntha, where there is no anxiety. Sampriyate is pacified or interested in. Durita by sinful activities. Dustam, polluted. Asadhu, dishonest. Tibram, very difficult to control. Kamaturam, always full of different desires and lusty propensities. Harsha Shoka, sometimes by jubilation and sometimes by distress. Bhaya, and sometimes by fear. Eshena, and by desiring. Artam, distressed. Tasmin, in that mental status. Katham, how. Tava, your. Gatim, transcendental activities. Bimir Shami, I shall consider and try to understand. Dinaha, who am most fallen and poor. Translation. My dear Lord of the Vaikuntha planets, where there is no anxiety, my mind is extremely sinful and lusty, being sometimes so-called happy and sometimes so-called distressed. My mind is full of lamentation and fear, and it always seeks more and more money. Thus, it has become most polluted and is never satisfied in topics concerning you. I am therefore most fallen and poor. In such a status of life, how shall I be able to discuss your activities? Purport. Here Prahlad Maharaj represents himself as a common man, although he actually has nothing to do with this material world. Prahlad is always situated in the Vaikuntha planets of the spiritual world, but on behalf of the fallen souls, he asks how, when his mind is always disturbed by material things, he can discuss the transcendental position of the Lord. The mind becomes sinful because we are always engaged in sinful activities. Anything, please be attentive while reading. Prabhupada defines what is sinful activities. Remarkable. The mind becomes sinful because we are always engaged in sinful activities. Anything not connected with Krishna consciousness should be understood to be sinful. Indeed, Krishna demands in Bhagavad Gita 1866, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. As soon as one surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Krishna immediately relieves one of the reactions of the sinful activities. Therefore, one who is not surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord should be understood to be sinful, foolish, degraded among men, and bereft of all real knowledge because of atheistic propensity. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 7:15. Namam duskritino mudha prapadyante naradhama maya aparihita jnana asuram bhavam ashritaha. Therefore, especially in this age of Kali, the mind must be cleansed, and this is possible only by the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. In this age, the process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only method by which to cleanse the sinful mind. When the mind is completely cleansed of all sinful reactions, one can then understand his duty in the human form of life. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant to educate sinful men so that they may become pious simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nasteva 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 gatiranyatha. To cleanse the heart so that one may become sober and wise in this age of Kali, there is no value to any method other than chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Prahlad Maharaj has confirmed this process in previous verses. Tvad virya gayena mahamrita magna chittaha. Prahlad further confirms that if one's mind is always absorbed in the thought of Krishna, that very qualification will purify one and keep one purified always. To repeat, Prahlad further confirms that if one's mind is always absorbed in the thought of Krishna, that very qualification will purify one and keep one purified always. To understand the Lord and his activities, one must free his mind from all contamination of the material world. And this one can achieve by simply chanting the Lord's holy name. Thus, one becomes free from all material bondage. Thus ends Srila Prabhupada's purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतिशे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. I seek all of your sincere blessings. As I am reading this verse, I am also feeling the same. How it is possible for such a dusta, tibra, asadu tibra mind like me to glorify Sri Narsingadeva. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains how once in a day of Brahma, Lord Krishna himself comes, the same person in Golok Vrindavan, to actually showcase Vrindavan, Dham and Braja Bhakti. And Lord Krishna is so attractive, so mesmerizing. His pastimes are so charming that all the avatars, everyone, they come down to participate and witness the pastimes of Lord Krishna. We see how in the pastime of Lord Krishna, Mahavishnu once stole the son of a Brahmana in Dwarka. And when Mahavishnu stole it, no one knew that Mahavishnu has stolen it. And Arjuna actually made a vow that I will bring back the dead son of the Brahmana. And Krishna and Arjuna, they started searching the entire universe and they could not get the son. Can you imagine Krishna searching something and not getting? Sometimes we lose something, we don't get, it's because of asadhu tibram mind. But Krishna not getting the son, throughout the entire universe they searched, they didn't got, and finally through the hole where Bamandev actually stuck the universe, they entered that hole and they went out of the hole. They went out of the hole and then finally they reached the abode of Mahavishnu. Where was the sun? And Mahavishnu said, I actually wanted to take your darshan. And because I wanted to take your darshan, that's why I stole. I used to wonder why Mahavishnu has to steal. He can come and take darshan. But if Mahavishnu has to come to this universe, one universe is the sweat pore of Mahavishnu. How he can enter? So I think that's why he invited Krishna back. Otherwise, what would have happened to us if Mahavishnu would have entered? So anyway, Krishna's pastimes are so attractive that even all the avatars are attracted and they want to participate. And of all forms of Krishna, whether it is Syam Sundar, Brindavan Natavar, whether it is Gopinath, of all the most beautiful forms of Krishna, most munificent forms of Krishna, the form of Gauranga is the most charming and sweet. Especially as Navadvip Chandra. And how much all the avatars would be wanting to participate in the pastimes of Navadvip Chandra. When Lord Chaitanya came, practically all the avatars entered in his body because they wanted to experience Sankirtan. Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga ki cha, Srila Prabhupada ki cha. All the 10 avatars, all the different amsas, kalas, the Purusha avatars, everyone entered the body of Lord Chaitanya to just witness the sweet pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And on top of that, all the different associates of Lord Chaitanya also were different devotees of different incarnations. Prahlad came as Basudev Datta. Murari Gupta was Hanuman. They all came just to witness the sweet pastimes of most sweet form of Krishna. And of all the incarnations, avatars, who come to taste the sweetness and assist in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, because you can only taste the sweetness when you become an assistant. All these lords who are the Supreme Lord, they give up their lordship. Like Advaita Acharya says that I give up all my lordship at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Radas Mui Chaitanya Radas, Chaitanya Radas Tar Daser Anudas. He's Mahavishnu. All the avatars give up all their abhiman of being the Lord. Just become Krishna Vritya, Chaitanya Vritya. Just to experience the sweetness of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. And of all the incarnations of Krishna who participated in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, 2 avatars are very, very special according to our acharyas. The first one is Jagannath. I don't think any incarnation has preached to the extent what Jagannath has preached. He is our transcendental preaching partner since the inception of ISKCON. We can't even imagine in ISKCON without Jagannath. Yes? We can't even imagine preaching in ISKCON without Jagannath. I was just saw one WhatsApp message of one devotee where a new center started. And wherever there is some new center, the first thing is that they bring Jagannath. And as soon as Jagannath comes, the entire preaching just manifests. And Lord Chaitanya actually said that my movement is very, very sweet, but Jagannath made the movement sweet by giving so much of prasadam. He conceptualized a sweet movement, but Jagannath, in order to serve Lord Chaitanya, materialized it through Chappan Bhog. And just it was Chappan Bhog of Odisha, where so many items are not offered to Jagannath. He went all over the world to eat pasta, pizza, and so many, so that all the devotees, they don't feel at least awkward to eat pasta and experience and relish the sweetness of all types of prasada. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said Jiva Daya, and Jagannath, he epitomized Jiva Daya. If you ask in Calcutta, who is the most famous person in Calcutta? You go out anyone and show yourself. Put tilak, he said, Rath Kobe. When is the Rath? They don't know who is Radha Govind. They don't know who is Nitai Gauranga. They don't know who is Sri Nitai Das. They don't even know who is all the devotees. Rath Kobe. Bhog Kothai. Where is the prasadam? And when is the Rath? And where the Rath is going to happen. This is how Jagannath is assisting Lord Chaitanya. Just to experience the sweetness of Lord Chaitanya. He's avatar. He's such a powerful person. But in Lord Chaitanya's movement, he's taking the simple role of an assistant to all the devotees, helping all the devotees serve Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. And the second incarnation, who is most special, who epitomizes Vaishnav Seva, is Lord Narsinghadeva. For a Vaishnava, the most difficult times, the most difficult times in the life of a devotee, he doesn't remember Krishna. He doesn't remember Gauranga. He doesn't remember Nityananda. Narsinghadev, Namaste, Narsimhaya. Why? Is Krishna not merciful? Is Lord Chaitanya not merciful? Is Radharani not merciful? Because this is the service attitude of Narsinghadev to the movement of Lord Chaitanya. This is how Narsinghadev wants to serve the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Any problem, any distress, any disease, anything, any mental problem, ghosts and ghouls and hobgoblins, if they attack devotees, the only thing they chant, Narsimha, Narsimha, Narsimha. And that's how we are doing Narsimha Yajna today. To protect all the devotees. So when you go out for preaching, you require the amenities for preaching, The resources for preaching, Jagannath provides us. The most important resource is prasadam. But you require protection. And Narsingadev is the divine protector of all the Vaishnavas in Lord Chaitanya's movement. That is the service that Lord Narsinghadev is performing since he appeared with Lord Chaitanya to perform the Sankirtan pastimes. He is the divine protector in the mood of Vaishnav Seva. To show us how we can serve a Vaishnava in the times of prosperity. We can be with a Vaishnava, oh, so nice, and celebrate with a Vaishnava. But Lord Narsinghadev shows that real devotee care is actually to help a Vaishnava come out of his distress, make him happy, make him capable and facilitate his devotional service. This is the mood of devotee care. This is how Narsinghadev facilitates all the devotees' devotional service. And that's how, of all the avatars, the Dasa avatars, with great pomp and show, if you see the mood of Narsimha and mood of Lord Chaitanya, it's diametrically opposite. One is raising in fire and anger, and one is not even ready to raise his weapon and kill everyone with his love. But interestingly, in Lord Chaitanya's movement, of all the avatars and of all the different incarnations other than Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, the festival that is celebrated with great celebration is the festival of Lord Narsinghadev, Narsimha Caturdasi. This is to show our gratitude for the service that Lord Narsingha is offering to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. And as devotees of Lord Chaitanya, we are extremely grateful, indebted for what Lord Chaitanya, Narsimhadeva is helping us in facilitating our devotional service. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was there, he actually exemplified this principle. One day, this story comes in Chaitanya Mangal. Lochan Das Thakur says this story. One day when Srivas Thakur's house, some Shraddha was happening. Nowadays in Shraddha, they don't know how to do Shraddha, but actually in Shraddha, you are supposed to worship Vishnu and feed Vishnu Prasad to all your forefathers. So as the Pindadan, before the Pindadan, everything used to happen, and all the cookings were happening, Srivas Thakur sat down and made the Brahmanas recite the Vishnu Sahasranam. And Srivas, because it was a Shraddha, he had invited everyone. All the devotees had come, and Lord Chaitanya was also invited. He was Viswambar. And he sat down, and all the devotees sat down. And as the Vishnu Sahasranam was getting recited, then one name came as Narsimha. When that name came as Narsimha, immediately Lord Chaitanya was just sitting, and immediately his head became enlarged, and big mane started coming, and he started shouting and roaring, and the fire started coming. There was one big log of wood lying there. Lord Chaitanya picked up this wood, and he started roaming and attacking in the Srivas Angan and roaring like a lion. All devotees, they were not able to recognize Lord Chaitanya. They started roaming here and there out of fear. Hi, 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 like that. And Srivas was wonderstruck, seeing the wonderful form of Lord Chaitanya in the form of Narsimha. And then when devotees started running here and there, high, 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 because it was fiery, and fire was coming out, so you may get burnt. And then Lord Chaitanya came back to his senses and again became Lord Chaitanya, and he sat down again on his asan near Srivas, and he said, Srivas, did I disturb anyone? Did I commit any offense? Srivas said, and all the devotees laughed and said, Oh Lord, what offense you can create? When all your pastimes, and by witnessing those pastimes, one can get delivered from this material world, can that person can create any offense? And Lord Chaitanya started laughing. Yes, I don't create any offense. And then Vishwambhar, as all of you know, we discussed in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day, Gaur Purnima. He went to Gaya and he became a devotee. And he started behaving like a devotee. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited everyone to Srivas Angan to perform his nocturnal pastimes, to sing in the night. We have this small sound system and we play kirtan, and it disturbs the peace of the brahmacharis. Just imagine Lord Chaitanya's, all his followers, they were chanting and dancing in the night, throughout the night. All those who were sleeping beside Srivas's homes and all, the entire Navadvip was roaring with the kirtans coming from Srivas Angan. No one is able to sleep. All the people who were not able to sleep, they were so disturbed. They decided that they should complain to the government, the Nawab. They decided to bring down Srivas, bulldoze Srivas Thakur's house to Ganga. And they were making so much of proposals and shouting. And then one very intelligent Brahmana, who was extremely disturbed by Srivas's kirtans, who said, I know these people are so outrageous. They are sounding such big kirtans. And these kirtans are disturbing Vishnu and all Shiva and all the great demigods. They will come down and destroy all of us. Before them, this Nawab is coming. In 2 boats, he has already sent so many soldiers. All the people said, Nawab has already sent Muslim soldiers? Yes. Not just Srivas. All the people who reside nearby Srivas' house, everyone will be kidnapped and mercilessly butchered by the Muslim soldiers. And the rumor started spreading. Everyone in Navadvip became afraid. And Srivas, who was such a simple-hearted person, he became all the more afraid because he will become source of murder and deaths of so many devotees. So Srivas started worshipping. Say it again loudly. Narsimhadeva. Srivas started worshipping Narsimhadeva with fervent devotion. One day, while Lord Chaitanya was going through the bank of Ganges, he saw some cows roaming. And he saw some cows moving like that. And he saw some cows drinking water from the Ganges. He saw some cows with the tails raised. You have seen in our Goshala with the tails raised upward. It's such a beautiful sight to see the tails raised like this in a circle. I don't know why the cows, they do like this. And started running. And when Lord Chaitanya saw the cows running with the tails like this, he remembered Vrindavan so much, he started running, shouting, I am he, I am he, I am he. And he ran to Srivas' angan. And the door was closed because Srivas was performing Narsimha Puja secretly for protection of all the devotees. And Srivas, Lord Chaitanya called Srivas, I am he, I am he. And he started banging the door. And Srivas was in meditation. He was worshipping Narsimha and he was not opening the door. Lord Chaitanya broke the door. And as Lord Chaitanya broke the door, Srivas's meditation broke. And he didn't saw Lord Chaitanya. He saw Narsinghadev with effulgence, with fire coming out, with four-handed form Vishnu, and a face like lion, roaring, Srivas, do you believe that I am he? Obviously, Srivas is supposed to believe now. Do you have any doubt that I am he? Srivas fell down at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. You and Nada. Nada is Advaita Acharya. Nada, through his loud calling and fasting, and you through chanting of Hare Krishna and Kirtan, you called me here in this Navdeep, and after calling me, you are not able to recognize me? And worshipping Narsimhadev when I am here, why don't you worship me and offer me prayers? And immediately Srivas Thakur got up and he's supposed to offer prayers now. And he started offering prayers. You are Narsimha, you are Baraha, you come in every age to protect devotees. Now you have come to protect devotees in the most sweet way by establishing the Sankirtan, the Yuga Dharma. Like this, Srivas Thakur was praying and praying. And then Lord Narsinghadev, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Narsinghadev, whatever, now both are same. Lord Narsinghadev, he said, Srivas, call all your devotees, all your family members, relatives, servants, maidservants. I also want to give them my darshan. You see how even Lord Narsingh comes as in Lord Chaitanya comes in the mood of Narsinghadev. When Narsinghadev takes the mood of Lord Chaitanya, he is so personal. His fire is coming out from his mains and he's telling, let all your family members come and take my darshan. And then Srivas immediately went to call his wife and all his 4 other brothers and all relatives, everyone, servants, maidservant. There was an entire flock, and Lord Chaitanya gave darshan as Narsinghadev to all his family members and put his lotus feet on their heads, telling, may your minds be attached to Krishna always. And then Lord Narsinghadev said to Srivas, Srivas, do you also believe in those rumors that the king is sending 2 boats filled with soldiers? Srivas said, my lord, if you are there, what is my fear? So Lord Narsinghadev said, Srivas, do you know I reside in the heart of that Muslim king? Without my permission, no Muslim king can give any order to the soldiers to come and kidnap you and the devotees. Do you believe this? Srivas Thakur says, yes, yes, my lord, I believe. And if at all the Muslim king behaves whimsically out of his free will and somehow sends the soldiers, I will be the first one to get into that boat. And I will, on your behalf, go to the king and by my power, I will drag the king to the ground and completely diminish his power. And do you believe in this? Srivas Thakur said, yes, my lord, I believe. And if at all the king doesn't come down because of behaving whimsically, I will tell the king, call all your mullahs, call all your qazis, bring all your scriptures, make everyone read your scriptures. I will challenge the Nawab. Make a single person, by the chanting of your scriptures, make one single person cry in ecstasy of love of God. And they will fail. And then I will bring all elephants, deers, horses, cats, dogs. I will pluck the coat of Nawab with all these animals, and I will do Sankirtan Srivas and make all the elephants, horses, the dogs and cats of Navadip chant and dance in ecstasy and cry such tears that everyone will be completely wonderstruck. Do you believe, Srivas, that I can do this? Srivas Thakur said, yes, my lord, you can do everything. You are Narsimha, you are Chaitanya, you are Baraha. And Lord Chaitanya said, I will sow. Even if you are believing, I will demonstrate it. And then Srivas, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Narsimha said to Srivas, Narayani. Narayani is niece of Srivas Thakur. Narayani, please chant Krishna's names. As soon as Lord Chaitanya ordered Narayani to chant Krishna's name, Narayani started jumping, dancing, Ha Krishna, started rolling in the ground, and the entire place got so much filled with tears. And then Lord Narsinghadev looked at Srivas and all the family members. Do all of you have any fear now of doing Sankirtan? Everyone started telling, no, my lord, wherever you are, there is no fear. The fear personified fears you. So when you are present in our house, where is the question of fear? And Vrindavan Das Thakur concludes this pastime saying, just because the maid servants and the servants, they were serving Srivas Thakur, they also got the darshan. This is the power of Vaishnava Seva. That even if you are unqualified, you can get the direct darshan of Lord Chaitanya in the mood, Lord Narsimha in the mood of Lord Chaitanya, or whatever, vice versa. So, in this way, Narsinghadev is the divine protector of the Sankirtan movement. And in our own life, we must understand that what type of protection we must seek from Lord Narsinghadev. For next about 30 minutes, we will discuss about what prayers of protection we must seek from Lord Narsinghadev. Sanatana Goswami speaks about a beautiful story taking from Vamana Puran in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, in his commentaries. So in Vamana Puran, there is a story which Sanatana Goswami, I was first time read this story. Sanatana Goswami recites this story. Once, Prahlad Maharaj took a trip to Naimisharanya to see the Lord Pitavasa. The Lord in the form of Pitavas is staying in Naimisharanya and performing austerities and giving katha and all those. So he got a desire to see the Lord Pitavas, and he came to Naimisharanya, which happens to be in Lucknow, near Lucknow. And as Prahlad Maharaj came, on the way, there was one ascetic. He met an ascetic. Ascetic means is like skinny like me. I'm not an ascetic, but skinny. So, he was performing a lot of tapasya, this ascetic, but he was having a bow and an arrow. Ascetics are not supposed to keep bow and arrow. Sannyasis are not supposed to keep the emblems of a Kshatriya. Prahlad Maharaj, being a king, he said to this ascetic, "You are a dhurta, you are dishonest. Either you become a warrior or you become ascetic. Don't keep both." The ascetic said, "No, no, no, my mind is not in my control. I actually want to keep both of them." Said, "Then I challenge you as a king to fight. Either you become a warrior or you become an ascetic. I challenge you. I will take the challenge and I will fight with you." And Prahlad started fighting with that ascetic. And Prahlad was fighting with all his vigor. He was not ready, not able to defeat the ascetic. Prahlad had such divine weapons, and this ascetic was having a small bow and arrow made of bamboo. And Prahlad was not able to do anything. And Prahlad was feeling so frustrated. And there was fight throughout the day. In the morning time, Prahlad would do all his bhajan. He's a devotee. So he would do his bhajan, meditation, puja, and then the job will start. Then he will go 9 to 6 job. And then they would fight. So one day, because Prahlad was getting frustrated, and one day while trying to worship, Prahlad gave a wonderful garland to his Lord, the deity which he was carrying with him, and he gave a wonderful garland. And then the puja got over, and Prahlad went to fight with the ascetic. And Prahlad saw that the ascetic is wearing the same garland which he offered in the morning. Prahlad this time really became angry. This person, he was ascetic, he is wearing bow and arrow, now he has stolen my Lord's garland. When did he come? And then Prahlad Maharaj was just about to become angry and fight. Then the Lord gave his darshan to Prahlad, and Prahlad was amazed that I could not recognize my Lord. He fell down at the lotus feet of the Lord, that, "Oh Lord, you came, I could not recognize you. I fought with you. I heard abusive words at you. I said to you, you're a dhurta. I am such a sinful person, I'll go to hell. And I said that I will defeat you. But as a Kshatriya, oh my Lord, I have made a promise that I will defeat you. But now I could not defeat you. So I must enter fire." Then the Lord said, "Oh Prahlad, you have always defeated me by your devotion. So you don't have to fight with me and defeat me." And Prahlad Maharaj was blessed. But the point is, Prahlad Maharaj, if Lord wants to bewilder, even Prahlad Maharaj can get bewildered to not understand the Supreme Lord. What to speak of all of us who have all these qualities? So this verse explains our predicament, as Srila Prabhupada is telling. Naitan manas tava kathasu Vaikunthanatha. Hey Vaikuntanath Narsimha, hey Vaikuntanath, my mind has no attraction for your katha. Why? Sampriyate. It is always attracted. Priyate means satisfied or attracted. Durita dushta asadhu tibram. It is always attracted to dushta activities, all nonsensical activities, because it is asadhu tibram. So if Lord wants to bewilder even Prahlad, whose mind is constant residence of the Lord, can't even recognize the Lord. What to speak of us who have given residence to such a personality? Not just given residence to such a person, Mana. We have been feeding and feeding and feeding our mind for years and lifetimes after lifetimes with kamaturam, with lusty propensities and desires. So, there is no hope for us to find any attraction for the Lord, who is Bikunthanatha, who is above this world. Tasmin Katham, Prahlad is praying, why? How I am going to get attracted to your Katha when I have such a mind which is so filled with nasty desires, so filled with so much of wicked activities. And Prabhupada said, Asadhu Tibram as dishonest. We may be putting tilak, we may be putting dhoti kurta and kanthi mala, but our mind is inside still the Hiranyakashipu. Only the engine has not changed. Sometimes you take a scooty which is parking there and put the engine of scooty in a car. Will the car run? Will the car run now? Oh, it has the engine of a moped. So similarly, we have an engine of a Hiranyakashipu with the chassis of a devotee. And when we sit for Katha, the engine is visible beyond the chassis. And that's how Narsinghadeva is prayed in one of the verses. All of you repeat after me. Prahlada Hridaya Lada. Prahlada Hridaya Lada. Bhakta Vidya Vidaranam. Bhakta Vidya Vidaranam. Saradindu Ruchim Bande Parindra Vandanam Hari Prahlada Hridaya Lada Bhakta Vidya Vidaranam Saradindu Ruchim Bande Parindram Bandhanam Hari. Prahlada Hridaya Ladam. Of those whose Hridaya are like Prahlad, completely pure like Prahlad, Hridaya Ahladam. Lord Narsimha creates happiness in their Hridaya. Bhakta, but those who are Bhaktas, but whose heart is filled with Abidya, Bhakta Abidya. They are Bhakta, but they are not Bhakta like Prahlad. They are practicing Bhakta, the Kanishta Bhaktas. Srinitaya Das Bhakta. Vidaranam, Bhakta Abidya Vidaranam. Vidar matlab, you understand what is Vidar? Vidar, how do I explain in the most graphic way Vidar? Sometimes there is some wonderful gift which is packed, and you know that this gift has come. It is the most beautiful gift, and somehow you have seen sometimes the polythene cover in that it's there, like somehow that it's not opening. You have seen sometimes Amazon packing, it's very, and then you know that you have been waiting for this gift. And how do you have seen, have you ever done that? You know that this cartoon is, and you start to find out the gift. Similarly, Lord Narsinghadev knows and loves each one of us devotional service. He wants Jai Shri Nitaya Gaurang Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki. He loves each one of our devotional service. He is waiting eagerly, just like we are waiting for the gift. But because it is packed up through this polythene and everything, and we start become like demon. So similarly, Lord Narsingadev, he is eagerly waiting for the gift of pure devotional service, which is there in every one of us, our hearts. But he sees this polythene insulation of all the material desires. Where is the pure devotee? And he starts Bidharanam. Bhakta Abhidya Bidharanam. Just because he's so much eager to relish the pure devotional service to be offered by us when we become pure. And because of that enthusiasm to receive that gift from all of us, he is over enthusiastic to purify us. Hare Krishna. Just to with all his nails, Bhakta Abhidya Vidaranam. And after doing Abhidya Vidaranam, because it's a painful process, Sarad Indu Ruchim Bande. I offer my obeisances to Sarad Indu. He will bring the Sarad Indu, Sarad Chandra, Krishna Chandra in our life. I offer my obeisances to that Narsinghadev who gives happiness to Prahlad like devotees. But for those bhaktas who still have abhidya in their heart, he does Vidaranam. And after doing Vidaranam, he doesn't leave them like this. Sarad Indu. He makes the appearance of Sarad Indu, the autumnal moon of Krishna's mercy. He makes them feel and experience Krishna's happiness. Parindra Bandhanem Hari. I worship that lion who destroys my heart from avidya and enriches it with the autumnal moon showers. Just imagine, what a wonderful prayer. And there are two types of avidya which disturbs the mind of a practicing devotee. The first avidya is not able, avidya is ignorance, agyanta, is not able to see Krishna's hand during adversities. Or, in a different way, not able to utilize prosperity in a Krishna conscious way. A practicing bhakta, he knows everything is all right. Everything has to be connected with Krishna. Jai Shri Nitai Gauranga Jai Shri Prabhupada. Everything has to be connected with Krishna. But when adversities come, it becomes so difficult. We just get clouded by avidya and we forget Krishna consciousness. We just get so much clouded by that avidya. We just can't understand and connect it with Krishna consciousness. And when prosperity comes, because of our durita, dushta, asadhu, tibra mind, sampriyate, now Krishna has sent his mercy. Let me enjoy now. So we become overly depressed with adversities, overly elated, and try using the prosperity in our mind service. This is avidya. We see the example of Yudhishthir Maharaj. If you see Rajasuya Yajna, which we recently read in the 10th canto, Rajasuya Yajna is a completely material sacrifice. It has no spiritual connotation. It is to establish a king as the emperor of the entire world, or whatever, the Bhumandala. Now, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he could see Krishna's connection in Rajasuya Yajna, where he will also be glorified. It's not that Yudhishthir was not glorified. Then we read how Yudhishthir Maharaj was bathed, Abhabrita Snanam, and all those things happened. He was glorified, but he saw that prosperity of Rajasuya Yajna as an opportunity to glorify Krishna in the most grand and gorgeous way. He didn't want to enjoy that prosperity. And that's why he said, Yudhishthira. Who could be sthira in the prosperity? And also when he went to the forest, he was so peaceful. Draupadi was shouting, just see, you are lying on the floor. You were lying on the bed. Now you are lying on the floor. Draupadi, previously I used to invite the rishis to my court. Now I have come to the court of the rishis. What a good fortune, Draupadi. See the good fortune. Draupadi became so angry. Draupadi is also pure devotee, but the pastime, just to enhance, just to put spice in the pastime. Draupadi went out and started discussing with Bhima. This is outrageous. But Yudhishthira, he could see adversity as an opportunity to serve Krishna. He could see prosperity as an opportunity to glorify Krishna. He was neither depressed in the adversity, nor he was elated with that prosperity and trying to enjoy. This is the first prayer we should offer to Narsimhadev. We don't offer prayer to Narsimhadev that get me out of adversity. We offer prayer to Narsimhadev, make me understand your connection in the adversity. Help me understand how I can utilize this situation of adversity in your service, O my Lord. This should be the prayer of all of us during adversity. And it's a big challenge, extremely big challenge when we face adversities, health crisis, financial crisis, failures, relationship issues. All these issues we start questioning, what have I done? I did so much for Krishna. I did so much of service. This is what Krishna gave me. So we need to understand Narsingadev is the protector of this avidya. If this adversity has come in my life, it has come as Narsingadev's Sarad Indu, to bring the Sarad Indu. And Harsa Soka Bhaya Ishanartam. Narsingadev's mercy is to get us out of the Harsha, Shoka and Bhaya. And the first abhidya is to not able to see Krishna's connection in prosperity and adversity. And the second abhidya is to not able to see Krishna's connection in Krishna's things, in spirituality. How difficult it is to see good things in a devotee. And how easy it is for a asadhu tibra mind to see faults in a devotee. We see how Lord Narsingadev is ready, coming down to assist devotees in their devotional service. How much we should be inspired by Lord Narsimha to, instead of finding faults and criticize, we actually glorify the devotees heartily. Very easy to glorify from the lips, but very difficult to sit in the solitude and contemplate and meditate on the glories of devotees. What happens in our solitude, not within the association of devotees, what happens within our mind in solitude regarding devotees is what actually is our state and consciousness of our mind. In front of devotees, we can show happiness and, oh, nice, I am so happy, you are so nice, you are this and that. But within the solitude of our mind, asadhu tibram durita dustam, Lord Srila Prabhupada has explained, dishonest. A dishonest mind in the solitude only contemplates on the faults and criticisms of devotees. And on this day of Narsimha Caturdasi, we must pray to Narsimha that get me out of this avidya. Give me vidya to see the glories of devotees. They are glorious. I am not able to see them. Destroy this avidya. Let me meditate on the good qualities of devotees. On a managerial sense, sometimes we have to find faults and give feedbacks and all those things. But what happens in our solitude is defines the state of our consciousness. And that is where our chitta is being testified. And we must pray to Lord Narsinghadev that get me out of this contamination. Let me see Krishna in the hearts of everyone, not just devotees. Let me glorify and appreciate every devotee, not just in the lips in front of them, but actually contemplate in my mind, and that will purify my mind. Oh Narsinghadev, bless me that I get purified. Vaishnavera namete ullas. As I meditate on the name of a devotee, let that picture of all the good qualities on that devotee manifest within my mind and with my heart. And let you bewilder me through your Yogamaya potency and cover me of all the mistakes and faults of that devotee from my vision and meditation. If you can bewilder Prahlad, you can bewilder me, but please bewilder me in the right perspective. And these are the two prayers we must pray to Lord Narsinghadev, of the two avidyas which Lord Narsinghadev can clear us. One is to see the circumstances in the right perspective, and one is to see devotional service in the right perspective, and especially the devotees in the right perspective. And there is a beautiful prayer which we would recite and end. This is a prayer written by Adi Shankaracharya about how dangerous is the mind and how our mind has made us put in this horrible material existence. Samsara sarpa bisadagdha mahogratibra damstragha koti paridashta binastamurte nagari bahana sudhabhi nivasa saure lakshmi nishimha mama dehi karavalamba sansara sarpa visadagdha mahogratibra samsara sarpa visadagdha mahogratibra. Oh Lord Narsinghadev, I have been constantly being bitten by the snake. Not just one snake, damstagra koti, crores and crores of snakes with poisonous fangs are beating me, biting me again and again in this material existence. And just like a snake, when it bites, it makes a person completely dead. Similarly, paridasta, dasta means to bite, paridasta means prakrishta rupena, specifically biting to kill me. Kill what? binasta murti, to kill my vidya or to completely drown me with avidya of my eternal existence. Murti, of my existence as your servant. And then he's praying, Nagari Bahana Sudhabdi Nivasa Saure. Very nice. Nagari Bahana. Oh Lord, your Bahan, you come in your Bahan as Garuda, and Garuda is the enemy of snakes. When Garud comes, all snakes will flee away. Similarly, the snake of the material existence will flee away when you, O my Lord, you will appear within my heart. And when the snakes will flee away, but they have bitten me continuously and made me filled with avidya. Sudhabdi Nivasa Saure. O Lord Narsimha, Lakshmi Narsimha, you reside in the milk ocean from where the nectar came out. And if you come, the nectar will arise in my heart and dispel all the poison that already has come and stored in my mind and made my mind durita, dusta, asadhu, tibra, kamaturam, harsha, shoka, bhayeshanartham. So, O Lord Narsingadev, extend your hand and deliver me from this avidya which has completely covered me, this poison completely covering me of my existence, and I'm not able to perceive your presence, your mercy in every situation of my life, and I'm not able to perceive the glories of your devotees. These are the two abhidya we must pray to Narsinghadev, and we will recite again this verse and we will end. Prallada Hridaya Lada Bhakta Vidya Vidaranam Saradindu Ruchim Bande Parindra Vandanam Hari. O the most wonderful lion, whom I want to worship, O my Lord, I want to worship you, who is the most wonderful lion, who creates joy in the heart of Prahlad. And for all of us who are conditioned souls and trying to be your devotee, you destroy the avidya in our heart and fill our heart with the autumnal moon of your supreme most mercy, so that we can relish your pastimes, your presence, and magna chitta, tvad virya gayana magna chitta, so that we can completely, our chitta become filled with your virya gayana. श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्री श्री नरसिंह चतुर्दशी महामहोत्सव की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू सो मच. Hare Krishna. Now class will be given by His Grace Ananta Bhagavan Prabhu.
We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antelila, second chapter, verse number 67. Please repeat after me. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Jagannatha Narsimha Saha Kichu Bedanai. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Jagannatha Narsimha Saha Kichu Bedanai. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Jagannatha Narsimha Saha Kichu Bedanai. Translation is as follows. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Therefore, there is no difference between him, Lord Jagannath, and Lord Narsimhadeva. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitan Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namini Goratvise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannadaya Te Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudodaye Pushpavanto Chitra Sando Tamonado. So this verse which we are reciting, this comes from the section of Narsingha-ananda Brahmachari. He wanted, he knows that his meditation, Narsingha-ananda Brahmachari's meditation is that Lord Narsimhadeva had come in the form of a sannyasi. He knows that, but he wants that to be revealed in his heart. So in that context, this verse comes. Narsingha-ananda Brahmachari. So one particular year, Shivananda and Shivananda Sen and Shivananda Sen goes for Rath Yatra. So Lord Chaitanya says, next year don't come for Rath Yatra. He says, why? Because in Paush Mas I will be coming, and I will take bhoga, I will take prasad in your home. So don't come for Rath Yatra. So then Shivananda Sen thinks, okay, I shall not come. You know, he's coming, Lord Chaitanya himself is coming to my home to accept prasad. What a blessing. So that's what he thought. And he waited, and he told all the devotees, Advaita Acharya was just preparing to go. So he came back and he told all the devotees that Lord Chaitanya is coming in Paush Mas, December, January, we need not go. So he will come and he will take prasad, he will give darshan. So Advaita Acharya and all other devotees had dropped their plans and they are eagerly waiting. Paush Mas has come. Shivananda is so happy. Every day, he decorated his home, and Shivananda and Jagadananda, they decorated their home nicely, and every day they are waiting, day after day, week after week. So the Posh Mass 30 days, every Mass has 30 days. So 27 days have passed by. Lord Chaitanya didn't come. There is no notice, no notice anyway. So he didn't came, and so at that time, this Narsingha-ananda, he comes, Pradyumna Brahmachari. He comes to the home of Shivananda Sen and Jagadananda were there, and they were very morose, very disappointed, almost about to cry. Said, "Arey, what happened? I have come, give me some prasad. Why are you crying? Why are you so morose?" They said that, Lord Chaitanya, he told he will come in Paush Mass, and he hasn't come. Paush Mass is about to get finished. Narsingha-ananda said, "Hey, what are you saying?" Lord Chaitanya has said, "I will bring him by my power. My power of meditation is so strong, I will bring him within 3 days. Paush Mass is about to end within 3 days. Within 3 days, he will come. Don't worry." So then, so they became very happy. Oh, Narsingha-ananda, he is giving promise. They know the power of Lord Narsingha-ananda. They know the power of Narsingha-ananda. He's a very powerful devotee. He made one time Lord Chaitanya was supposed to go to Vrindavan. He made him cancel the journey only. So he's such a powerful devotee. Now if he can make him cancel the journey, he can bring him also. So what is the problem? So he will bring surely. So then Narsingha-ananda started meditating. He said, Lord Chaitanya had started from Jagannath Puri. They became so happy. Yes, very nice. And then after 2 days, he said, Lord Chaitanya has come till Panihatti. He's about to come in a few days. Hari Bol. He's about to come tomorrow, I'm sorry. So Narsingha-ananda, Jivananda and Jagadananda, they became so happy, they said, and then Narsingha-ananda said, bring boga, cook nice feast. Tomorrow Lord Chaitanya is about to come and he's about to take prasad. We should offer nice feast to him. So Jagadananda brought, Shivananda, they arranged everything, boga, all ingredients they brought, and they cooked a big feast. And Narsingha-ananda is in meditation, and he is meditating deeply, and he said, Lord Chaitanya is just about to come. He is very nearby, So, keep the plates ready in front of make three plates. One in front of Jagannath, one in front of Narsingadev. Narsingadev is my Ishtadev, and one, for Lord Chaitanya himself. So make three plates ready. So these three plates were ready, and then he was in deep meditation. And then all of a sudden, he started developing ecstatic symptoms. And he said, Lord Chaitanya has come. He's taking the bhoga. So these people, this Jagannath and Shivananda, bichare, poor people, they are thinking whether he has come, whether he has not come, or this person in his own ecstasy is speaking something. What is happening? They are not able to understand anything. And then he said, and then Pradyumna Brahmachari, he's seeing, Narsingha-ananda, he's seeing. Lord Chaitanya came and he took boga from the plate of Lord Jagannath. He became so happy. And then he took boga from the plate of Lord Chaitanya himself. He became more happy. And then he took boga from the plate of Narsingha. Hi Ram, what are you doing? You are taking boga from your own plate, that is fine. You are taking boga from the plate of Jagannath, that is wonderful. But Narsingha is my Ishtadev. You are not different from Jagannath. You are Lord Chaitanya yourself. And Narsingha is my Ishtadev. And you are taking from the boga of Narsingadev. What can I do? If Swami fasts, I also should fast. What can I do? And then he left. Lord Chaitanya left. And Shivananda and Jagadananda, poor souls, they are not able to understand anything. They are thinking what is happening. So he called them and he said, what you do, you again bring ingredients, again I should cook, because Narsinghadev is fasting, I can't take prasad. And see the character of your Lord Chaitanya. He's a characterless person. He takes boga of the Jagannath, that is reasonable. He takes his own plate, that is reasonable. How he can take boga from Lord Narsinghdev's plate? If Narsingdev fasts, what will I do? So like that he said, and with great anger he was speaking like this, but within his heart, he became very happy, because Lord Chaitanya had revealed how he is non-different from Narsinghadev, who is Pradyumna Brahmachari's Ishtadev. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya had given that happiness to Narsingha-ananda Brahmachari. So later on in that, so anyway, anyway, this Shivananda and Jagadananda, they remain confused, but they couldn't go and ask him also. It is said, Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra, Vignena Bhujai. If they go and ask, what offense it will happen, they don't know, so they couldn't go and ask him also what has happened. So they kept silent. So next year, Radhayatra, they went. And then they went and sat in front of Lord Chaitanya, and then Lord Chaitanya, then he said, to assure Shivananda and Jagadananda, he said, I came in Paush Mass, and Narsingha-ananda, with great pleasure, he has cooked this prasad, and he has offered this item, this item, this item, this item, and I had accepted it, and it was so wonderful. Then Shivananda and Jagadananda became pacified. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya, he had given that confidence in the heart of Pradyumna Brahmachari. Later on, he became Narsingha-ananda Brahmachari. That how he is non-different from Lord Narsingadev. Prabhupada says that Gaudiya Vaishnavas, their Ishtadev is Radha Gopinath. There is no doubt about that. And at the same time, their Ishtadev for protection is Lord Narsingadev. So they worship Radha Gopinath, but whenever they have obstacles or whenever they need protection from Maya or protection for any reason, so they approach Lord Narsingadev, and Lord Narsingadev, he assists Sankirtan movement by offering protection to his devotees. So Prabhupada says we worship Lord Narsingadev for 3 reasons. First reason is protection of Guru. Second reason is protection of movement. And third reason is protection of devotees. These are the 3 reasons why Gaudiya Vaishnavas worship Narsingadev. So Lord Narsingadev, so merciful that he has been protecting the devotees from time immemorial. When Lord Chaitanya, he was, so many pastimes Srinitha Prabhu has been describing. There's one more pastime, wonderful pastime when Chandkazi was wanting to disturb the Sankirtan. Chandkazi, he issued an order that there should be no Sankirtan. And then he himself came along with his soldiers and he broke the Mridanga. And he said, no more Sankirtan. But then the good thing is he did not harm anyone. He just broke the Mridanga and he said, no more Sankirtan, and he left. So anyway, Chaitanya Bhagavat in great detail, it explains Lord Chaitanya how he became very angry and he, brought out a whole civil disobedience movement, first civil disobedience movement. And he brought out the whole Kirtan in order to retaliate against Chandkazi. So we'll not get into the detail. Chaitanya Charitamrita, it explains the conversation that happens between Chandkazi and Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya, when he goes to Chandkazi's home, he asks Chandkazi, my dear Chandkazi, so what has happened? I saw that you have given orders and you have broken the Mridanga, but after that people are chanting and dancing, and you did not stop them. What is the reason? Is there some particular reason? He said, what to say? There's a very important reason. There's a very important reason. The day I gave order and I came back, I was sleeping and I had a dream. A ferocious personality had appeared in my dream. The personality had a half man, half lion incarnate, appearance. And he came and he was roaring ferociously and he said, Kazi, you have disturbed my Sankirtan. How dare you disturb my Sankirtan? I am going to tear your chest into pieces. And then he brought his nails and he had put his nails on my chest and he was about to tear it. And I was so fearful and I was trembling in fear. And then I said, and I was trembling in fear and I was not able to say anything. Then Narsinghadev, he became merciful and he said, you have just disturbed my Sankirtan. However, you haven't disturbed my devotees. So therefore, as of now, I am leaving you. But please remember, next time if you bring any disturbance to any of my devotees, then I am going to tear away your heart into pieces. And saying so, he left. And then Chandkazi removed his shirt and he saw the marks of the claws, marks of the nails on his chest, and he said, see them, I'm applying soap every day, but they are not going. They are not going. So what to do? Please. So so therefore I am not disturbing Sankirtan. So this is the reason why I am not disturbing Sankirtan. And then, but I did not issue any orders. So my soldiers, they had gone here and there, and then they were about to disturb Sankirtan, and somebody's beard had caught fire. And he came back and he said that, I went to disturb Sankirtan. These Hare Krishnas are singing Hare Krishna, and when I disturb and I said don't sing Hare Krishna, still they are saying Hare Krishna. I do not know what to do when they are saying Hare Krishna. Therefore I am also saying Hare Krishna, but I don't know, why I am saying Hare Krishna, but I am continuing to say Hare Krishna. Then Chandkaji stopped him and he said, "Are they are chanting Hare Krishna, but why you are chanting Hare Krishna?" So he said, I don't know what to do. I'm not supposed to chant Hare Krishna, but still I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I'm not able to understand what is going on. And if I try to stop, my beard is catching fire. So what can I do? So, so all these incidents are going on. Chandkaji, what can we do? So anyway, so they had a friendly conversation. And then Chandkaji became a devotee of Lord Chaitanya, and he said, now I understood that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And I have issued orders that no one shall disturb Sankirtan movement forever. No, in my whole lineage, for all generations to come, no one shall disturb Sankirtan movement. And in remembrance of Chandkaji's devotional service, there is a place in Navadip Mandal Parikrama, very near to our Rajapur, where Chandkaji's Samadhi is present. So in this way, Lord Narsinghadev is very active. So later on, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati also, when he established Chaitanya Mat, so there were thugs, who were disturbing, dacoits who were there around, who were disturbing Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, that Chaitanya Mat and those places. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, in Yogpit, I'm sorry, in Yogpit, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they have decided to install Lord Narsinghadev, Lakshmi Narsinghadev. The Lakshmi Narsinghadev whom we go and take darshan of, they have been installed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati personally, so that because there were regular disturbances from the band dacoits around, in order that the temple be protected, these merciful deities have been installed. And one time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, one pujari who was worshipping, this story comes in Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav. The one pujari who was worshipping who was regularly worshipping Lord Chaitanya. So he stole some Lakshmi of Lord Chaitanya, and he was wanting to run away after stealing. And he stole, and he was going on in service. He stole and he was going on in his service. So one day he came running to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and he said that yesterday night I had a dream. Lord Narsinghadev had appeared in my dream, and he said that you stole my, I am not different from Lord Chaitanya, and you have stolen my money. How dare you steal my money? Get lost from here immediately. Immediately leave this place and go away. If you continue staying here, your whole family will be destroyed. So this person, next day he came to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati running, and he said, whatever money I have stolen, all this money is this. And I don't want any money. Please forgive me. And then he ran away from that place. And and he was so fearful. Narsinghadev had come in his dream, and he has given such a fear to him. So he was so fearful, and in fact, he was so fearful that he ran away. His 2 months pending salary was pending. He didn't take that also. He just ran away out of fear, and he never again attempted to do anything like that. So in this way, Narsinghadev has been protecting devotees always. Prabhupada, when he went to, he established ISKCON in 1966. 1965 he went to America. 1966 he established ISKCON. And within a very short time, ISKCON has started expanding very vigorously. Whenever devotional service, ISKCON movement expands, whenever devotees expand, Kali becomes very agitated. So in 1967, Prabhupada had a heart attack. So when Prabhupada had a heart attack, then Prabhupada, he told all the devotees that, my dear, go and pray to Lord Narsingadeva that my master has not finished his work. So kindly allow, if it is your desire, kindly allow my master to remain and continue preaching. So offer this prayer to Narsingadeva. So devotees, day and night they have offered this prayer to. That was the first calamity of ISKCON, because devotees devotees they were all in their 20s, early 20s, and maybe some were even younger, they were in their teens probably, some were 18, 19 also. And Prabhupada was in 70s. So they thought Prabhupada is, they were going on, and Prabhupada was also going on like them. They thought, he's like one amongst us only. So they couldn't understand the advanced age of Prabhupada. So all of a sudden, Prabhupada had a heart attack, and so they were, they couldn't understand what to do. So Prabhupada told them to offer this particular prayer. So after Prabhupada's health became all right, Prabhupada remarked that, so seeing that our mission is expanding vigorously, Kali has become agitated. And Kali has seen one weak point in our, in our conducting of our missionary activities. What was the weak point? The weak point was my advanced age. So Kali had caught my advanced age and it had given a heart attack. But because of all of your prayers to Lord Narsingadev, Narsingadev had protected me, and I have come back healthily back to continue propagating this mission. So like that, Prabhupada had remarked. So in this way, Narsingadev had been protecting the devotees and protecting the mission. Later, again, Prabhupada, 1973, 72, 73, Prabhupada had come back to India. And he wanted to develop temples everywhere. Especially he wanted to develop temples in Bombay, Mayapur and Vrindavan. And for Westerners to do anything in India is next to impossible. And when India is filled with thugs and, in the form of thugs, in the form of civilized people, so it's so difficult. So they went and they wanted to establish a temple in Bombay. ISKCON devotees wanted to establish a temple in Bombay. So many difficulties. And all these devotees, they were so new. Prabhupada, he had that personal devotion to Radha Rasvihari. He offered his commitment to Radha Rasvihari that I want to establish you on the Juhu land. This Juhu land, Prabhupada had seen long back also. So, and he wanted to establish Radha Rasvihari on the Juhu land. So he had that personal desire and commitment he had given. So he called Mr. Nair, Mr. N. So I was doing some research, how powerful is Mr. N, just to understand, what are our odds against him. He was such a powerful person, There is one colony in Bombay, even to this day, which is called Nairwadi, which is named after Mr. A.B. Nair, who is this person, whom we were up against. He was such a powerful person. In 1960s, he was elected as the chairman of Press Trust of India. And the whole media was under his control. And he is from Madrasa community, and Bal Thackeray was from Maratha community. So they both had a competition as to who will get control of press proceedings. So Nair was so powerful, he could, at that time at least, he he went ahead of Bal Thackeray. Bal Thackeray was so powerful. And Nair was so powerful, he went ahead of him also. And he's very business minded. Unlike press they are supposed to, they are supposed to tell what is truth and what is not and all these things. But he's so business minded, he would only think about business. So he's such a powerful person, and he is known for doing all these real estate activities here and there, calling some company. Before ISKCON, the Juhu land was given to one another company named, I forgot the name of that company. Someone remembers? It starts with C. C. Something. So he has offered that land to C. Some. So that company had offered it, and he said, and he has put some terms and conditions in the agreement. If you fulfill these terms and conditions within 6 months, I'll give you this land. And in order to fulfill those terms and conditions, they have to go to the government. They have to get some permissions and all that. So he went and he influenced the government officials to not give them permissions. Behind. So then that company they were not able to fulfill those conditions, and they had to, and it's a multinational company. It was a multinational company, and they had to relinquish the land. So later on, they thought, Prabhupada, this Nair, Mr. Nayan thought that, these Hare Krishna, they're all, bhola bala, innocent people. They're chanting Hare Krishna in their early teens, late teens, and they're all Westerners. They don't know anything about the Indian dealings and all that. So it's a very good deal to cheat them also. So he went and he said, I'm inviting Hare Krishnas to my land. So you come and you conduct Hare Krishna activities. I will give you my land. And he said that I will give you at a very fair price. So far below the market price he had given. So he said they made an agreement. Prabhupada and ISKCON and Mr. N had made an agreement for 14 lakh rupees, out of which ISKCON had offered 2 lakh rupees. And remaining money ISKCON is supposed to offer within 6 months. So that was the agreement which is made. And in case within 6 months we are not able to offer or something like that, then ISKCON can, or if some reason is there, then ISKCON can break the agreement. That was what is written. Prabhupada is very intelligent when he makes the agreement also. He knows what to put, what not to put in the agreement. So ISKCON can break the agreement. That was what was written that were the terms of agreement. But this Mr. Yan is so, he's so intelligent, he's so diplomatic and cunning. So the devotees had, given the 2 lakhs and all that, and they took the possession of that land. Hare Krishna, Ekto Shanti, Haribol, Shanti Ekto. He was so diplomatic and cunning that Mr. Yan, devotees were wanting to give back that money to Mr. Yan. So they were repeatedly going to him, but he was giving some or other reasons, excuses. He was not taking the money only, remaining money. Prabhupada is becoming agitated. He said, get the deed of conveyance as early as possible. Why are you delaying? Get the deed of conveyance. Prabhupada, he was traveling here and there, and always there is a chapter in Leelamrut, all over the world, but absorbed in Bombay. The chapter is untitled. Prabhupada is going everywhere. He's going to Australia, he's going to America, he's going here and there, and he is giving classes. And after the class, he used to come and I call and what happened? When is the deed of conveyance coming? When are we getting the deed of conveyance? When are we getting the deed of conveyance? And then Giriraj Maharaj wrote a telegram. I have deposited 7,500 rupees to Mr. N. He said, Hare, I am asking deed of conveyance, and this person has given 7,500 rupees more to Mr. N. Why have you given that money? Why are you not getting the deed of conveyance? So then they went to Giriraj Maharaj at that time, Karandar Prabhu? Yeah. Karandar Prabhu was there, Madhudvisha Prabhu was made in charge. And he said, it is too much, this Bombay thing is too much for me, I am not going to handle it. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. So he left Bombay deal. So then Prabhupada said, Giriraj Maharaj was a small brahmachari young brahmachari at that time. He said, you have to take it now, you have to become manager. you know. So, and Giriraj Maharaj became a manager. And so he was, simple, sweet brahmachari. He went to Mr. Yan and he said, my Swamiji, our Swamiji is, he's not, he's behind me. Please give the deed of conveyance. So Mr. Yan added a complication. He said, government had introduced a new law which says that, whenever such transaction like this is happening, then I should give 5 lakhs as tax to the government. So I don't have that money. So therefore, you give me that money and I will give it to the government. Giriraj Maharaj said, where will I get 5 lakh rupees all of a sudden? He said, you get it from your, this one, America, or you get it from bank or something like that, loan. You get it and we'll get the deed of conveyance executed. So Prabhupada was told, Prabhupada said, okay, get it from bank, get it from bank, as finish the deal as far as get loan from bank or from some elevishers and finish the deal as soon as possible. Immediately finish the deal. So Giriraj Maharaj was trying here and there, and he was not able to, he was trying for the, loan and here and there, and Prabhupada was again and again asking, what happened to the deed of conveyance? Tell me what happened to the deed of conveyance. So again, somehow he got some promises from here and there, that he'll get arranged, that the money will be arranged, and he went to the Mr. N and he said, we'll arrange that money. Please give the deed of conveyance. Mr. N said, you are supposed to get charity commissioner's permission. But that is not mentioned in the agreement. Whatever, you're a charitable organization, you're supposed to get charity commissioner's permission. So then they went to charity commissioner and Mr. N put it back on ISKCON again. You are supposed to get, he will not get it. So they went to the charity commissioner again. They went to the charity commissioner said, before starting the organization, 6 months before starting the organization, you're supposed to get, you have already started the organization, what permission you will get? You will not get it. So now they are in confusion what to do. They'll not be able to get the permission now. So they mailed back to Prabhupada. They sent post to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, this is a very small thing and it is not mentioned in the agreement anyway. Why he is putting all these nonsense conditions. Connect to our lawyer and ask him that the deed of conveyance should be executed immediately. But the lawyer is not conversing with you. All the devotees only were conversing with Prabhupada regularly. And then devotees got an information that the lawyer is about to recluse himself. Recluse means he wants to take off from the transaction. And then next day Prabhupada got a letter from Mr. D, the lawyer, that I am reclusing myself from the transaction. Prabhupada understood. This means that Mr. N and Mr. D had done a collusion. They have come together and they want to cheat ISKCON. Prabhupada said, I am the last person. Prabhupada, Lilamrit Satswarup Maharaj writes, sometime Prabhupada becomes so angry. He becomes so angry. For the sake of fighting, he is wanting to fight. Prabhupada became so angry. He said, I will be the last person to give my land to this thug. I am going to fight it till the end. Prabhupada became so angry. And then Prabhupada said, Mr. D will, let him go away, whatever, we'll put a criminal case upon him. Connect to another lawyer. Yes, they got connected to another lawyer. And then that another lawyer, he was, they called Mr. Yan and they had a meeting, and the other lawyer, he was also powerful. He was a popular lawyer. So he was, giving threat to Mr. Yan, and, there was a heated discussion, and till that time, they were all they were having cordial relation with Mr. Yan and Mrs. Yan and every one of them actually. But then, the discussion became very heated at that time. And then, and Mr. Yan became very angry and he said that you do whatever nonsense you want, I will evict you from the property. I will throw you away from the property. So then Prabhupada got the information. Prabhupada said, you go to media and you get it published that ISKCON is here like this and we have made an agreement like this and Mr. Yan is wanting to throw away from us from the property like this. You get it published in the newspaper and you send it everywhere. And then that was the last thing. That was like, that was like hammer for Mr. Yan. When he saw that, he became very angry. So he went and somehow he convinced Mr. Yan to go and meet Prabhupada. Mr. Yan was also in Hyderabad. So he made Mr. Yan go and meet Prabhupada in Hyderabad. So Prabhupada is very intelligent. Somehow he talked with Mr. Yan and he drafted a new agreement. Anyway, the 6 months have already passed by, because the 6 months have already passed by, so we are a defaulter. So we are little weak, and this was Mr. N's intelligence. ISKCON was wanting to give the money, but still we are strong in the sense that we have given the 2 lakh rupees and he had accepted it, so therefore it stands. So Prabhupada said, okay. So they drafted a new agreement. In the new agreement, it says that within 3 weeks, the 5 lakhs which is supposed to be given to the government, ISKCON will give it to the government, and within 3 weeks the transaction will be completed. And Mr. N has to give the land. So within 3 weeks, on a very less time. And Prabhupada said, okay, go ahead. And Prabhupada went to Bombay, and repeatedly Prabhupada is calling Mr. N is not coming. They said, we will give you the 5 lakhs and you finish off the agreement, and repeatedly is calling, they are not coming. But Prabhupada had a Pandal program in Ahmedabad, so he went to Ahmedabad. So Prabhupada said that, meanwhile, when all these things were happening, Giriraj Maharaj became so agitated. He wrote a letter to Prabhupada, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. I can't handle all these things. No more. I am going to resign. So Prabhupada wrote back, don't resign till I come back. Don't resign till I come back. So anyway, then Giriraj Maharaj said, I'm not going to resign. He made it clear that I'm not going to resign. So Prabhupada wrote to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and he wrote to Karandar Prabhu, he wrote to Sham Sundar Prabhu, he wrote everybody everywhere, come to Bombay and be in Bombay. Giriraj Maharaj is all alone. He needs help. So you should come and help him. So they all came. They came to Bombay. They saw the property. They all came. They had a meeting. He said, this property is somewhere, in remote corner, and this Mr. N is a big thug. How are we going to fight with him? And then they went and met the lawyer. The lawyer said, if you want the 2 lakhs back, then you have to cancel the new sales agreement. And if you cancel the new sales agreement, you'll get the 2 lakhs back also. And for making the sales agreement and in order to deposit 5 lakhs tax to the government, they had to give some money to the government. So that money also you'll get it. So all that money you'll get if you cancel the new sales agreement. But if you cancel the new sales agreement, there is no, ISKCON loses its position completely. So they came, they had a meeting, all 4 of them, 5 of them, they had a meeting. They have unanimously decided that, continuing with this property is the most foolish thing we are ever doing. So we have to give up this property at all costs. And somehow Prabhupada, Paramatma is there in everyone's heart, Prabhupada came to know that these people are having such nonsensical meetings, So this Pandal program is supposed to happen in Ahmedabad, and Vishaka Mataji had come to Ahmedabad. So then Vishaka Mataji had come to Ahmedabad, and Prabhupada said, see, everyone here in Ahmedabad everyone is busy, and I can't disturb anyone. And ladies are not supposed to do these kind of activities, but you're the only one available. What can I do? Go to Bombay immediately, tell them not to cancel the sales agreement. Immediately, next train, whichever is the next train available, take to Bombay, go tell them, don't cancel the sales agreement. She went to, Vishaka Mataji went to Ahmedabad, Bombay, to tell all the 5 leaders, 4 leaders, intelligent leaders, not to cancel the sales agreement. She went there and she got the news that sales agreement was already cancelled. So Prabhupada had a program, and after the program, Prabhupada got a call. So Prabhupada got a call, and Prabhupada received the phone. He said, Prabhupada, Giriraj here. Yes, tell me. Prabhupada, yeah, you sent Vishaka Mataji here to tell us not to cancel the sales agreement, but the sales agreement is already cancelled. Prabhupada said, everything is finished. And then he put the phone. And then he called his secretary and he repeated the same thing. I will be the last person to give the property to this thug. And he, and he came, Prabhupada came, and he filed a criminal case upon Mr. N. ISKCON had filed a criminal case upon Mr. N. And they all came together and they had a meeting again. Gone are the cordial, respectful addresses. Mr. N is very angry. And he is shouting at Prabhupada. Prabhupada said that, we have our money ready. 14 lakhs which has been agreed upon. I am going to give it to you today. Give us the deed of conveyance and finish it off. Or if you don't want, give us the 2 lakhs back, and we'll immediately leave the place. But think before you do that. We want you to give that deed of conveyance. Mr. Yan said, he's such a rascal. He's such a rascal. He said, I am not going to give you 2 lakhs. I am not going to give you the land. I am going to go and personally break the deities and throw away them from the property. And I'm going to personally remove all the devotees from the property. I'll see who will come and stop me from doing it. And he started shouting on Prabhupada like this. And he left the place. So after, so when something goes beyond the capacity of devotees, what they can do? They can only pray to Lord Narsinghadev. It was such an obstacle. Devotees were ardently praying to Lord Narsinghadev. So, and after a few days, Giriraj Maharaj was going somewhere on the road, and he sees a newspaper clipping where it is said that Mr. A.B. Nair is dead. So they got information that Nair had a heart attack and he died. So then they called Prabhupada and told that Mr. Nair died. Prabhupada said, do you know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada remarked, Narsinghadev had personally killed him. Just like Narsinghadev, and actually when it comes in 10th canto, when Prabhupada is writing 10th canto, he says that Kamsa was trying to kill Krishna. So Prabhupada says, and Devaki was in anxiety. Just like Devaki is in anxiety for little Krishna, similarly, we are also, we are executing our missionary activities, and our Krishna consciousness activities are expanding, and we are in anxiety for our little Lord Krishna. So like that, he is referring to this Bombay incident when he is writing this. We are also in tremendous anxiety for Lord Krishna. So like that, Prabhupada writes. So Prabhupada says that Narsinghadev had personally killed Mr. N. So anyway, the story continues. We will not get into the details of how it's going to continue. And so eventually, we know that, by Lord Narsingha's mercy, the beautiful temple now, so many devotees all over the world are benefited, all over universe are benefited by Radha Ras Bihari's mercy in this way. So all obstacles which were created, they were removed by Lord Narsinghadeva's mercy. So in 1984, later on, after Prabhupada left this world, in Mayapur, our devotees were worshipping Radha Madhav and Prabhupada. And at that time, there were hardly any Indian devotees. So when, in 1984, when they were all worshipping Radha Madhav and Prabhupada in this way, then on one day, all of a sudden, many thugs and dacoits, they attacked Mayapur, Radha Madhav. And they thought that, these ISKCON devotees are very rich, these deities are golden deities. So they wanted to steal the deities. So when they started stealing, they actually, took Radharani and Prabhupada and they started running away. When devotees started seeing that they were running away with Prabhupada and Radharani, so then they became very disturbed and agitated. So some devotees they had some, in order for their own protection, they had some guns and all that. So that started shooting. So when they shot, so there was a commotion, and these thugs, they threw back bombs, in which our Bhaktiraghav Maharaj, he lost his leg also, So they threw back bombs, and so finally, somehow or other, they could save Prabhupada from being stolen. But they couldn't save Radharani from being stolen. The Radha Madhav whom we have right now, that Radharani is again reinstalled after that. So we lost Radharani, DT. Of course, we didn't lose Radharani, but the DT was, so the DT was not there. It couldn't continue to be there. So after he left, after the thugs left, so then the devotees were very, they know that government is not going to help much. So devotees were very disturbed, there was an undercurrent of disturbance. And devotees were thinking, what to do now? We can't continue going on like this anymore. It's very difficult to handle it like this. So they were thinking what to do, what to do, what to do. At that time, Bhavanand Prabhu was the leader. So one day he had a dream. He had a dream, and in his dream, there were many dacoits. Again, they attacked Mayapur temple, ISKCON Mayapur. So when they attacked ISKCON Mayapur again, then the Narsingadev, there was a pillar from Narsinghadev had broke up on the pillar, and he came in Ugra Narsimha form, and with his claws he killed all the dacoits. So he had this dream, and then he came out and he said, so this is what we have to do probably, we have to install Lord Narsingha. And then they went and they saw that how when there were dacoits in Yogpit, then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Bhaktivinoda Thakur had installed Lakshmi Narsimha. So we are in Parampara, so we have to do that. So they decided that we'll install. So which Narsimha will we install? This story is told by Janani Prabhu, full story. So which Narsimha will we install? So then they said that Bhavanand Prabhu has to make a sketch of whatever Narsingha who had appeared in his dream. So in that way this deity is self-effulgent, self-manifest deity. So this this particular form which we are seeing today, so that is the form here. That sketch is available. That sketch is available on internet for those of you who want to see. If you want, I can show it to you sometime. So that sketch is he made that sketch. So this is the form. This is the form which has to be made. So they went to South India to find out who can make this sketch, who can make this form of Narsingha. So they went to different stuff. First Stapati, they said, you want to make a deity? He said, I'll make whatever deities you want, I'll make. They said, we want to make Narsinghadev deity. Narsingha, what are you saying? and show the form, and he showed the form. He said, do you know this form of Narsingha? This is called as Thanu Ugra Narsimha. That means he has just come from the pillar, he hasn't yet killed Hiranyakashipu. So after killing Hiranyakashipu, Narsinghadev is so angry that no one could approach him. Lakshmi Devi could not approach him, Brahma could not approach him, no one could approach him after killing Hiranyakashipu. Generally, after the deed is after the task is executed, the person is supposed to become pacified. Still, no one could approach him. And this form you are telling me, this has happened. This form is before he killed Hiranyakashipu. Can you imagine how angry he might be? And this Tapati told, Are Baba, please understand. You are supposed to work. You are supposed to install deity to go and offer prayers. Yes or no? He said yes. If this deity which you are installing, which you are thinking to install, if you go and approach him, he'll destroy your whole family. Now you decide whether you want to install this deity or not. So like that, he gave him some sadhupadesh and he said, go away from here. And he gave some examples also. In Mysore somewhere, they had installed same deity and they were doing very nice worship, and all of a sudden, the whole village is destroyed. He gave some examples also. So then this Atma Tattva Prabhu, who was deputed to do all this task, he went everywhere, all around, all Stapadis. Nobody was ready. Well, he told ISKCON devotees, they said, no, you should go back to the original Stapati. Go back to the original Stapati, and he request him again. So he goes back to the original Stapati. So then he says, yes, I will do it. My guru had come in my dream and he said, for ISKCON devotees, we can install Narsingha. So I will do. And when I got this dream, next day morning, I got a letter from my guru saying the same thing. So I'm going to do it. So he said, we are going to install Lord Narsimhadeva. So Atma Tattva Prabhu was doing up and down, regularly. He said, how many days, how many months it will take to install to make deity of Lord Narsingha? He said, about 6 months, it will take about 6 months. Come after 6 months, meet me after 6 months. So then, Atma Tattva Prabhu went back and, he gave some Lakshmi and all that, and he went back. And after 4 months or so, he came. He said, what is the progress of the deity? What deity? I said, Narsinghadev deity. Oh, Narsinghadev deity. Oh, yes. He said, I am searching for the stone. Atma Tattva Prabhu became very angry. He said, what stone? Everywhere in South India, there are only stones. There's nothing else, because it is not, Bengal is very fertile, so this South India is, it has more stones. Everywhere, I see big pahad, big rocks and stones, and you're searching for stone, you're not finding a stone. Stapati he called, my dear Atma Tattva Prabhu, I am supposed to make Narsingha deity, not a grinding mortar. this stone, this stone supposed to be a living stone, and then he told some symptoms of living stone. The stone, it becomes, it's a living stone. It grows in size. That is one symptom. Another symptom is there is one particular kida, a particular insect. It can bite the stone from one side, and it can make a whole trail, and it can come on the other side. So these are some symptoms of living stones. So I am searching for it. I haven't yet got it. Very soon I'll get it. Don't worry, I'll finish it within 6 months. So Atmatas Guru went back, and then and then after 6 months he gets a letter that, so your DT is finished, please come. So he comes, and he's staying somewhere, and he's wanting to uh, uh, take the DT back. And he said, see, I'm busy in some family function. Now it is weekend, so Friday or something like that. After that, weekend is there, and after weekend you can take it back, no problem, don't worry. So Atma, okay, fine. He said that I will wait for till the weekend finishes. Then on Saturday evening he gets a call, and he says, immediately come, take your Lord Narsingha immediately. It is rainy season. I have put him in a thatched hut, and it is rainy season, and I thought, everything will be after weekend. I will give it to you. And your Narsingha has become so angry. There was a thunder and lightning. The whole thatched hut, everything has got finished into pieces. Though it is rainy season, and nothing is remaining, only Lord Narsingha is intact. Nothing else is intact. Everything else is destroyed. So please come as early as possible and take the DT. So he came, and it's a very heavy DT, few tons. So how he will take it, So he didn't make any arrangements whatsoever. But somehow, everything got automatically arranged. They got a truck of sand, and they filled it with sand, and they got the permission papers. Within one day, everything was finished. When the whole arrangements was finished, they got it. They got the Narsingha installed on that. The Narsingha put on the truck, and they completely filled it with sand, and so that Narsingha is cool, and the truck started going. And nobody disturbed it, the truck. And whenever someone wanted to disturb, they would remove the truck, and they would say Narsingha. They would say, go ahead. Go ahead. So like that, in this way Narsingha had come. Narsingha had been installed there only, in that Stapati's place only, because this Netron Milan is supposed to happen during DT installation, but that happened there only, because that's the Stapati had done everything there only. So they came, and they had a festival in Mayapur in this way. So after that, there were no mishaps anymore, because Narsingha has come personally, and he has been protecting devotees personally, and devotees were all many devotees developed a relation with Narsingha, because Narsingha is very personal. When Narsingha is very personal, and with the deities, when we go to the deities, we offer prayers to the deities. Deities actually, whether we know it or not, or whether we agree to it or not, they actually become a part of our life. They become a part of our life, and they reciprocate with us. So Narsingha had been, assisting Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan mission from that time, and there were different devotees had experienced it. Janyavaspur tells a few stories. I'll tell some 2-3 stories. How Narsingha is very merciful. One time, one devotee, she used to make garlands, tulsi garlands for Narsingha every day. Yeah, before that I'll tell one other story. So there is one proper disciple. I forgot names of all these devotees somehow. So there was one proper disciple. So this Mataji, she had a eye problem of her eyes from childhood. So one day she went to Narsimhadeva, and she was praying fervently to Narsimhadeva, and she was praying that, my dear Lord Narsingha, if it is your desire, kindly remove this problem of eyes, which I have been having it from my childhood. So and then she had it. Then she heard uh, then she heard it from Lord Narsingha that, "Don't worry about your eyes. Change my eyes." She was surprised. She thought, what is it? What changed my eyes? How the deity's eyes can be changed? What is he saying? Yeah, she didn't take it so seriously. She again prayed that, my dear Narsingha, I have been having this problem from my childhood. If it is your desire, kindly, remove this problem. Again, she got a call. She said that it was said that Narsingha said that, go to my pujari. He is there upstairs. Tell him to change my eyes. So she was surprised. What is this? And then she said, anyway, what can I do? I'll go. And I'll go and tell him. So she went and she met Janani Hospital. So she went and met Janani Hospital and she said that, I was praying to Narsingha and this is what I had revelation. So Janani Hospital thought for a while and he said, go and tell Pankajang Prabhu, he's the pujari for Narsingha. You should go and tell him. So she was, she thought I have already told, what I will go and tell here and there. I am not going to tell. I don't know where it has come from. So she went back. She was not wanting to tell. Again, she next day or something like that, she went to Narsingha and again she prayed, if it is your desire, kindly remove this. He said, go and tell my personal pujari about this, that my eyes should be changed. She said, let them think whatever they want, I'll go and tell now. So she went to Pankajang Prabhu and she said that I went and told Janani Prabhu, you told me to tell you, so the eyes have to be changed. So Pankajang Prabhu thought for a while and then he said, "ठीक है, let me think." He said, go ahead. So then he went and met Janani Prabhu. He went and met Janani Prabhu and he said, just check whether this lady is in sane mental condition or not. We should understand whether this lady is in a sane mental condition or not, because many people have many revelations. Whether it is appropriate or not, we should be careful. So he went and told. So and then but then they were thinking, what to do, and so there was one devotee who had a business of cat-eyed jewels. So he does this business and he wanted to offer some jewels to Lord Narsinghadev. So Lord Narsinghadev had some other eyes earlier. So he had given some particular jewels to Pankajang Prabhu and he said that, you check which, I have different kinds of jewels. You check which one will suit. So you put this. So when this had been put, this Mataji had been coming. So anyway, so they were thinking and then one day Janani Prabhu was praying and thinking and what to do and what is happening and why why this discussion is happening, and like that he was thinking, meditating, and then he had an inspiration. He said, "Arey," Narsinghadev said, "Arey, I am supposed to have I am supposed to have a fierce form. Fierce form means red coppery eyes." Bhagavatam says when Narsinghadev had appeared, he had red coppery eyes. So I'm supposed to have red coppery eyes. Why have you given me these dough-shaped eyes? These are not good eyes for me. Give me back my red coppery eyes. So then, when Janani Prabhu had this inspiration, then he said, "Pankajang Prabhu, so this was what I was inspired. So we should change these eyes. What this lady was, because Narsinghadev is supposed to have fierce form. So therefore, these eyes have to be changed. So they have agreed and they got those eyes changed." So next day morning, this lady, she did not go for Mangalarti and her son had gone for Mangalarti. So he went back, the son had gone to, after Mangalarti, he went back, the son had gone to mother and mother, they have changed the eyes, they have changed the eyes, they have changed it. She was celebrating, the child was celebrating. They have changed the eyes like that. And lo and behold, very soon the eye problem which this Mataji had, it had gone away by Lord Narsingha's mercy. So in this way, Lord Narsinghadev is very merciful. So one another time, one Mataji, she was making tulsi garlands for Narsinghadev every day. So and she was very dedicatedly doing this service of making tulsi garlands for Narsinghadev. So Pankajang Prabhu became very pleased with her, and he had offered Narsinghdev's nail. Narsinghadev has nails, but they also put extra nails. So Narsinghdev's nail as Mahaprasad, He had offered it to this particular devotee. So this devotee became very happy, and she had taken it to, with great affection, she had taken it to her home as Mahaprasad. and and while sleeping, she had put it under the pillow and she slept. So at night, while she was sleeping, she had a dream. Narsinghdeva had appeared in her dream with that particular nail, that particular claw, and then, pierced her chest and removed black substance from her chest. And Narsinghdeva showed it to her. Do you know what is this? This is lust, envy, anger, illusion, and all these anarthas which you have been storing in your heart. So, and lot more is there. What do you want me to do with it? So like that, Narsinghdeva had come. So next day, this Mataji had come and she prayed to Lord Narsinghdeva, throw it far away in the ocean. So like that. So in this way, Narsinghdeva is very merciful. He removes her conditionings from within our heart if we go and personally pray to him. One another devotee, in 1996, one devotee had come to Pankaj Prabhu, and she said that I want to offer. It was in month of February. So I want to offer mangoes to Narsimhadeva. Pankaj Prabhu said, we don't find mangoes now at this season. It's so too early to get mangoes now. It is. You should. He said, if you want, however, if you are insistent on having mangoes, then you go to Calcutta and get. They'll have cold storage here and there. You may get some mangoes from there. You can bring it. But he said, why do you want to offer mangoes? He said, Narsinghdeva had come in my dream and he said he wants mangoes. So then he said, okay. So then this lady went and she brought mangoes and she offered. And then after some days, so Pankaj Prabhu, she met with this lady and this bhakta, this devotee, and said, you're so fortunate, Narsinghdeva had come in your dream and he asked for mangoes. And so, then this devotee had said that, actually there is more to the dream, I haven't told you. She said that, I didn't tell you because, my spiritual master told me not to tell you, but now he said I can tell. So therefore I'm telling you. So she said that when I had approached you and I told you about the mangoes, so that dream, Narsinghdeva had appeared in my dream and he said, I want mangoes. And then he continued speaking. He said, my pujari is very dear to me, and I want to take him back. So then I started crying. I said, how can you take him back? He's very dear to us also. You can't take him back. So then he said, okay, so I'll not take him back, but I will take one of the leaders and who is very dear to me, and I will take him back. So like that he said. So I told my spiritual master, and my spiritual master told me not to tell anyone. Therefore I haven't told anyone. But after the next day, Gaur Govind Maharaj, without any reason, apparently without any reason, morning his health was wonderful. And he gave a wonderful Bhagavatam class. He spoke about Lord Chaitanya, Lord Jagannath, and everything else. And the evening, there was kirtan, and while the devotees were doing kirtan, he left the body. He left this world. So for no apparent reason, he left this world. Yeah. So this devotee, this Mataji, she told Pangjang told later on that this is what has happened. And because now Gaur Govind Maharaj had already left, so therefore my spiritual master said, it's okay, if you can tell, if you want, you can tell. Therefore I am telling. So in this way, Narsinghdeva is very, very, very merciful, and he has been protecting devotees. Many devotees, all over our mission. So when we go to Krishna, we are careful. We don't know whether, the desires which we have, whether they are materialistic or spiritual. We are confused, whether this desire is materialistic or spiritual. But but Krishna also says in Gita, Bhagavatam, Akama Sarva Kama Moksha Kama Udardi, whether you are having material desire or spiritual desire or whatever, you come to me. So we have form of Lord Narsingha, where we can go, and if we tend to feel that something is an obstacle in our spiritual life, we can go and offer prayers to Lord Narsingha. My dear Lord Narsingha, if it is your desire, kindly remove this obstacle from my spiritual life. And if we pray in that way, Lord Narsimhadev, if he considers it to be an obstacle, he may, if you are insistent and if you are prayerful, he may mercifully remove it. So this is the benediction which we have. The story how Lord Narsinghadev had come to ISKCON is, I mean to say, the story how Prabhupada had introduced Narsingha prayers to our devotees in ISKCON is very interesting. I got this very recently, a week back or so. I was very happy and delighted to find this story. So, Prabhupada was in Los Angeles in 1970, and uh, and and Prabhupada was first ISKCON center in Los Angeles. First ISKCON had all the ISKCON devotees. They go here and there. They take storefront. That was the standard thing. So and Mukunda, he went to San Francisco. He goes to Shyam Sundar Prabhu and he tells that, so we want to open a center. He said, Shyam Sundar Prabhu asked, what do you want to do? The story comes in that Mukunda Maharaj wrote his book. I forgot his name. Huh? Miracle in the Second Heaven. Yeah. And in that book it comes. Mukunda, Maharaj, he says, so he goes to Shyam Sundar Prabhu and he says that I want to open a center. What do you want to do? What is meaning of center? What center means storefront. That's what it means. Storefront means godown basically. Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, no problem. There are many godowns here and there, lying here and there. Anybody will give you a godown. Don't worry. Anybody will give you a storefront. So that was the conception of ISKCON, opening a storefront. Opening center means opening a storefront. So that's what ISKCON had, all storefronts only in 60s and all. The first permanent center which ISKCON had ever purchased was in Los Angeles, 1970. And Prabhupada said that this will be my headquarters. This will be my headquarters. At that time, Prabhupada was in America. There was no thought of coming back to India and all that. He said, I have come to America. At 1966, Prabhupada had preached. By 1970, there were about 70 centers. It was like an explosion within 3 years. And there were 70 centers everywhere, and first permanent center is Los Angeles. Prabhupada thought that I'll be here and I'll be staying here, and he said all the devotees come here and get trained here and go back to your places and get implement all Krishna conscious activities. That's what Prabhupada desired. Prabhupada was always wanting to stay in America, and he thought that he'll get settled down in America, and and all the devotees will, and like a fatherly figure, all the devotees will take care of him, and he will tell them how to practice devotional service. This was Prabhupada's idea. So and then. So in 1970, so in Los Angeles, so Prabhupada, so he started the center, and then Prabhupada was staying there, and for a long time Prabhupada was staying there. And when Prabhupada was staying there, there were so many, devotees were somehow or other, because they were staying close to Prabhupada and all that, they were belittling Prabhupada. They were not giving sufficient respect to Prabhupada. One time, one devotee, he kept Prabhupada's picture. All these stories, all these things come in Leelamrit. He kept Prabhupada's picture upside down. Prabhupada saw it, and he said, spiritual master's picture, how it can be put? It could be an accidental thing, but Prabhupada could understand that there is something more behind it. So Prabhupada was understanding that that they were belittling him. So one another time, there was one devotee, Prabhupada went to take Charnamrit, and the Charnamrit he took Charnamrit, and instead of sugar, someone had put salt in that. Prabhupada was very angry. How can someone offer salt, salted water to Lord Krishna? It is supposed to be sweet water, scented water. So Prabhupada said, who has done it? One girl had come and she was giggling, and she said, I did it. So why have you done it? And that girl was saying, she was giggling, continued to giggle, and she said, I don't know why I have done it. And Prabhupada became more angry. He said, he turned towards Gargamuni and he said, Gargamuni Prabhu, and he said that, get someone responsible, this girl is too childish. So like that, so like that, several activities like what, and Prabhupada was in San Francisco, he wanted to attend Radha Yatra. So when he wanted to attend Radha Yatra, so the devotees moved the cart, and Prabhupada said, I want to attend Radha Yatra, I want to climb the cart and offer blessings to all devotees, all public. So, but then the devotees were saying, no, there are hoodlums around, and so they will come and disturb you, so you can't attend, you can't climb the cart. But they themselves had climbed the cart. Prabhupada was not at all happy. He said, Are, I wanted to climb the cart. You could have allowed me. And not only did you not allow me, but you yourself had climbed the cart. And you made yourself prominent. So Prabhupada was not at all happy. So, and then, in the meantime, some devotees were there in India, and they wrote letters, that, Swamiji is not the only Acharya. There are many other Acharyas also. And, why is he having title of Prabhupada? And, like that, something like that, they were writing letters and all that. Prabhupada was very agitated, very disturbed. Satsvarup Maharaj entitles the chapter "A Threat Against ISKCON." So like that. So Lord Narsingha, is very merciful in the sense that Bhaktivinoda Thakur offers a prayer in Navdeep Bhavataranga. He says that Narsingha is so merciful that whenever our faith is disturbed, Narsimhadeva personally protects our faith. He does this particular function of protecting our faith, So Navdeep Bhavataranga will just recite these prayers. we'll read the translation. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, he goes to Narsingapalli in Navdeep Bhavataranga. He does parikrama. He goes to Devapalli, Narsingapalli, where Lord Narsingha's deity is there. He takes darshan of the deity and he offers prayers. So he says, within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame, plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Narsimha, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narsimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navdeep, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? Yeah. So, Indra, when he is offering prayers to Lord Narsimha, one of the prayers which Indra offers, it comes in 7th canto, is that when Hiranyakashipu had come, our hearts, which are supposed to be abodes of Narsimhadeva, instead of carrying Narsimhadev within our heart, because Hiranyakashipu had come, so instead of carrying Narsimhadev within our heart, we have carried fear within our heart. So, my Lord Narsimha, because you have appeared, you have removed the fear from our heart and made us fearless, and now we can carry your form in our heart instead of the fear. So, one of the prominent functions of Narsimhadev, one of the prominent blessings of Narsimhadev is that he removes the fear. The fear, whatever fears we have. Fears could be because of internal conditionings which we have. Sometimes, because of internal conditionings which we have, we can't approach Guru. We don't know whether to approach or not. We are fearful. Or the fears could be because of external fears. It could be because of fears which are there in this material world. We have been discussing how devotees have become so fearful because of Mr. N's activities. Or the fears could be within our mission also sometimes. Fears could be because of various reasons. So all these different fears, it is said that if you have fear, if you have doubts in Krishna, we can go to Guru. If we have doubts in Guru, whom do we go to? We go to Krishna to pray that our doubts in Guru goes away, and we can develop a relation with Guru. So which form of Krishna? Narsingadeva, because he is the person who removes fears. He is mercifully coming in order to remove fear from our heart. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays that, my Lord, I have cunningness within my heart. I have duplicity within my heart. I have fear within my heart, because of which I am not able to approach Radha Krishna, Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So kindly remove these fears from within my heart. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur goes on to say, even though Lord Narsimha is terrifying towards the sinful souls, He offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? So then comes a very important thing. So Lord Narsimhadev, he gives these blessings. He appears, in devotees' hearts, and he gives the blessings, and he offers fearlessness. He says, "My dear child," So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is playing the role of a conditioned soul. He is fearful to go in front of Radha Krishna, because of his internal conditionings, duplicity and cunningness and all these lust and different conditionings which I have in my heart. I'm not able to go in front of Radha and Krishna because of the fears which I have in my heart. So Narsinghdeva comes and appears and he says, "Dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Sri Gauranga Dham. Don't worry. Sit down freely and happily live here in Sri Gauranga Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple and may you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna." So when we approach Lord Narsingdev, he sends his devotees in order to remove the fears from within our heart, so that we can, fearlessly worship Guru and Gauranga and Radha and Krishna. So this particular blessing Lord Narsingdev offers. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur offers this prayer. So we were discussing about Prabhupada, where he was in Los Angeles and we came here. So Prabhupada was in Los Angeles and so he was seeing that, the disciples were belittling him in this way. So, and he could understand that the contamination has come from India somewhere. He could understand. And the leaders of the devotees, they were not able to understand anything what is happening. Prabhupada is becoming disturbed, so disturbed. Every time he is talking to his secretary and he's saying what to do. I'm not able to understand what to do, how to do, and I'm getting headache because of this. And then they're discussing. He stopped his translation also. He became so disturbed, he's not able to translate any further. And then he said that, call Karandar, call Bhagavan, and call Tamal Krishna. So at that time, the secretary called Karandar. Karandar was Karandar was called. Yeah, Karandar was called, and Bhagavan was called, and Tamal Krishna was called. So Karandar comes, and Karandar Prabhu comes, and he is talking with Prabhupada, and so Prabhupada says to Karandar, "So you are understanding everything?" Karandar Prabhu, he's not able to understand what to say. He said he's not able to understand what to say. Anyway, he says, yes, I understand. And then Prabhupada says, please don't involve them in this, the other devotees. He is not able to understand what to involve, where to involve, what not to involve, nothing. He says yes. And then he calls Bhagavan Prabhu. He says, "Come immediately." Bhagavan Prabhu, he was taking bath. Someone told him Prabhupada is on the line. He said, "Why Prabhupada will come on the line?" And anyway, he was half bathed and he came running out of bathroom and he picked up the phone and he said, "Come immediately." Bhagavan Prabhu, he took the flight ticket somewhere he was in Detroit somewhere. He took a flight ticket and he flew to Los Angeles immediately. And then Tamal Krishna, he sent a big long letter. Probably he got a letter reply back. And then next morning he gets a telegram. The Prabhupada writes, "Come immediately." So all of them come and they were all talking with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada says that now I want to go to India, and because this contamination is coming from India, so I'll go and establish many temples in India and do a lot of preaching in India. And all of us will go, we'll give sannyas, we'll make GBC, we'll make many GBC devotees, we'll appoint many GBCs, and and all my devotees, now they have become advanced enough, so so they will my interested disciples who will be GBC devotees, GBCs, they will take care of all the affairs here, and I will go to India and we'll preach in India. And Prabhupada tells one of his secretary, "Don't think we are going backward, we are only going forward." Like that Prabhupada says. So on 28th July 1970, Prabhupada established GBC. On 8th August, Prabhupada left Los Angeles and he flew to Hawaii, and from there to Japan, and from there to India. And after that 1970, from that time till 1977, Prabhupada's headquarters was in India. He spent most of his time in India. trying to establish temples in Bombay, Mayapur, Hyderabad, Calcutta, and all other places. Do a lot of vigorous preaching. So with this background, this was the background, which was going on. So on 2nd August 1970, Prabhupada has introduced Narsingha-arati to devotees of ISKCON. So you can, if in your leisure time, you can see, the lecture which Prabhupada gave on 2nd August 1970 in Los Angeles. Prabhupada says, chant Narsimha mantra. All of them, Prabhupada gives them the sheet. They never what they were not knowing Narsingha before that. So Prabhupada says, Namaste Narasingaya Praladaladaine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatanka Nakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimha Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narsimha Madim Sharanam Prapadye Tavakara Kamalavare Nakha Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Narsimhadeva may save you, Lord Narsimha, Pralada Lada Daine, and to the Hiranyakashipu, Shilatanka Nakalaya. So both ways Krishna is protecting, Prabhupada is saying. And Vishnu, you see, he has got 4 hands. In 2 hands, he is carrying Shankachakra, and in 2 hands, Gada Padma. The Shanka and Padma is for the devotees, and Gada is Chakra and Chakra for the demons. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yada Yada Hida Dharmasya Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinasaya Duskritam. He has got 2 businesses, to give protection to the devotees and to kill the demons. But the result is one. He does good to the demons by killing him, and he does good to the devotees by giving him protection. So then Prabhupada is concerned. So because he's going, so he has thought that that I will go and establish the mission in India prominently. So Prabhupada is concerned that in my absence, how my devotees will do. And also with all the background of other incidents which are going on, Prabhupada is concerned about his devotees very much dearly. So therefore, he invokes presence of Lord Narsingha. So he invokes Lord presence of Lord Narsingha, so that Lord Narsingha, he gives protection in my absence. Prabhupada says that in his lecture. He says, but the result is one. He does good to the demons by killing him, and he does good to the devotees by giving him protection. And then he goes on to say, Narsimhadeva will give you protection in my absence. I'm now going to Japan to get some books printed personally. And after that, my program is to go to India. So, and the lecture goes on. He says that, in India there are many temples, but, still we want to make more temples because we want to expand Krishna consciousness like that. And then Prabhupada goes on to say, Prabhupada goes on to say, this is that is the way since time immemorial. There are hundreds and thousands of temples. So my advice to you, Prabhupada says, I'm an old man, so even I may not return, but you shall continue this Krishna consciousness movement. So like that. So Prabhupada had this understanding and fear, and that when I'm an old man, whether I'll come back or not, when I'll come back, whether I'll come back or not. But my devotees, they need to be protected. In my absence, they need to be protected. So, and for that reason, he, as we were discussing, on 28th July, he instituted, he started GBC, and he gave sannyas. Before that, he gave sannyas to some of his disciples. And on 2nd August, 1970, he's introduced Narsingha prayers for the protection of all the devotees. So in my absence, of course, Prabhupada was not absent. Later on, he continued preaching. He continued coming. He was not absent in that way. But he had that feeling that in my absence, that Narsinghadev will be continuing to protect all the devotees, and will be continuing to offer shelter to all the devotees, and so that they don't drift to Maya, and and their faith remains intact. Faith which is very fragile, which can be broken away at any time. By blessings of Lord Narsimha, it may remain intact, and it may and it only flourishes, and it doesn't get disturbed. So now, so this is our prayer to Lord Narsimha. As Prabhupada said that uh, we offer prayers to Lord Narsimha that he protects Guru, he protects movement, and he protects devotees. Now as we are saying, one after another devotees are leaving this world. Gopal Krishna Maharaj left few days back, and after that, recently I came to know that Rajashekar Prabhu, who wrote that book, Calcutta, the city of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he left it. He left the planet after Gopal Krishna Maharaj left. So like that, devotees are leaving, and so we offer prayers. Generally it is said, explained in scriptures, that whenever acharyas leave, we should expect that there should be there should be some disturbances. So we offer prayers that we offer prayers to Lord Narsimha that he protects us, he protects the devotees, and he protects whoever is there. Jayapataka Maharaj's health is so bad, so bad. In the recent years, this was the worst crisis which had happened. It was such a critical situation, and he lost for several days. He was not able to speak anything. And he was wanting to speak when Gopal Krishna Maharaj left the planet. He was wanting to speak, and he was so desperate to speak, but he couldn't speak. And but his consciousness, we are so blessed and so fortunate. Some of you have read his dream. He recently had a dream. Some of you know about it. On 14th May, no, 15th May, Jayapataka Maharaj had a dialysis, and he had a physiotherapy. And after physiotherapy, he became very tired. He said, I want to take a short nap. So then the devotee said, okay. Then he took a nap, and then he woke up, and then he said, and then he was speaking something, in something. So then devotees were trying to be attentive to hear what he's speaking. So and then he said that, and then they understood after for 2-3 minutes, they understood that he is describing his dream, So then they paid attention. So then, Jayapataka Maharaj, he told that that was 15th May, few days back, hardly a week back. So 15th May. So he said, yesterday I had a same dream. Today also I had a similar dream. So the dream on 14th May was that. So Maharaj was doing Navdeep Mandal Parikrama, and he was going and visiting different places. Prabhupada told that to Jayapataka Maharaj that he has to excavate lost places. Navdeep Da Mahatma, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur had written Navdeep Da Mahatma, and he has anyway, we'll not get into it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had written Navdeep Da Mahatma, and he has explained different places, as to what are the different places, and so some of them have been excavated by Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself. Some of them he did not excavate. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had excavated many places. Suvarna Vihar was excavated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Champahati, it was excavated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. The deities whom we see in Nitai, Gaur Nitai, in Champahati, they were excavated, they were revealed by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So like that, many places, but there were many other places which were not revealed. So Prabhupada had personally told Jayapataka Maharaj that he has to reveal those places which have not been. So Jayapataka Maharaj had this service of, he had already revealed many places and developed many places. And he had developed many places already. But there are many other places which are yet to be developed and revealed also. But Jayapataka Maharaj had been repeatedly saying that there is one place named Vaikuntapur which comes in Madhyadweep. Vaikuntapur and Saptarishi Tila. So Vaikuntapur is the place where Ramanujacharya had a revelation of Lord Chaitanya. He had revelation of Lord Chaitanya. And that Vaikuntapur is considered to be non-different from Tirupati and Srirangam. So Jayapataka Maharaj had dream on 14th May that he was searching for this particular place, Vaikuntapur and Saptarishi Tila. He was searching here and there, and was desperately searching, and then he was also inspecting the campsite in Koladweep, and he thought that ISKCON campsite, and that there needs to be many renovations which have to be made. So like that he was thinking. That was the dream he had on 14th May. 15th May again he had a dream. He was in the dream. He was cleaning the house of Vasudeva Datta in Bangladesh. From there, who took a shortcut and he came to Vidyanagar. And Vidyanagar is Madhya Dweep, as far as I know, as far as I remember. Madhya Dweep, which is the place which is where Ramachandra had done pastimes. So in Madhya Dweep, in Vidyanagar, there is one tree, one banyan tree, under which Ramachandra had done pastimes. So that banyan tree had died few years back because of a lightning. So Bhakti Maharaj, in his dream, he is thinking that, I should plant a banyan tree here so that, it again comes up. So like that. And then he also went in different places. He was in those Madhyadweep. He was inspecting campsite of ISKCON and all of them. And he was thinking we should renovate these places also like that. So that was the dream. These were the two dreams. So then he was talking, and one of the secretaries, he said, yes, Maharaj, you are, yes, Guru Maharaj, you were saying that, we should find out these places, Lupta Tirthas, this Vaikuntapur and Saptarishitila and all that. And so Jaypada Maharaj said, see, Vaikuntapur comes before Janodweep. So Janodweep, as far as I know, is in Puravardhaman. So this is, can you imagine what was the crisis of health crisis which is going on for Jaypada Maharaj right now? So during this time, he's saying, as far as my understanding goes, Janodweep falls in Puravardhaman district, because that is the district border. So you should go and check the Mausa maps and check whether Janodweep falls in Puravardhaman or not. So they went and they checked the Mausa maps, and actually Janodweep was just on the border, and it, Jaypada Maharaj says, as far as my understanding goes, Janodweep should be in Puravardhaman. So go and check, and they checked, and actually it is in Puravardhaman. It is not in the other district. So they were very surprised. And then Jaypada Maharaj goes on to say that this Mamgachi, Mamgachi. Yeah, Mamgachi is the place where Jiva Goswami and Nityananda Prabhu, they go to Mamgachi, and they get revelation of Lord Chaitanya there. From there, they go to Mahatpur, and they within a short distance they reach Mahatpur. That's what is mentioned now with the Mahatmya. So from Mamgachi to Mahatpur is a very short distance. You check whether there is some village called Mahatpur near to Mamgachi or not. And in between there is Vaikuntapur. That's what is written in Navadvipta Mahatmya. So you should check whether there is some. So they collected Mausa maps and Google Maps and everything, and they started checking. And lo and behold, just 6 kilometers far from Mamgachi, there is Mahatpur. And then they zoomed the Google Maps and Mausa Maps, and they found out there is a place in between Mahatpur and Mamgachi, which is called as Vaikuntapur and Madaipur. Of course, this has to be cross-verified with historical records and and government records and all that. But at least it is excavated. At least it appears that it is excavated, and it has to be further verified and further established. So then the desire is that there because it is not different from Tirupati and Srirangam. So therefore, Narayana's deity has to be installed there. That is the desire of Jaypada Maharaj. So so it's very rare for us. We are very fortunate to have been getting darshan of all these devotees and association of all these devotees. Extremely rare. We don't know. We hope and pray that they stay for a longer time. We don't, but at the same time, we also don't know how much time they may stay. So it's our prayer, humble admission in front of Lord Narsingha, that of course we do not have much strength, but still, as a service, we offer this prayer that our spiritual masters, they continue to stay for a longer time and continue offering protection and continue offering devotional service to all of us. And in this way, we remain protected in devotional service and remain enthused in devotional service. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Sri Narsimhadeva Bhagavan ki, Sri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.